We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who are trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
So that's this week's featured game. We'll quickly going to go through the current pairings and standings. One thing to let people know is I made a couple of changes to the directory just before the show, so now we are showing correctly the drop scoring. So let's just go to the screen share here, and let me just what have I done? Sorry.
Oh, and you've added round 7.
It always adds every week after 10.
Oh, okay.
It always has one extra one. Just want to make sure I'm sharing the right screen. There we go. Right. This is useful. There we go. So is that readable? Well, let me change the table first to this. There we go. How's that?
I'm just looking at my side of it. Yeah, that looks good.
So, I mean, we're looking here. There's 2 rounds left to go. We've got D20 Merc, who's storming ahead. 15 games played, 5 wins.
Are they though?
I would say, I mean...
Comes off the duel at 1 match win and 1 key away. But they're already 1 game win up.
But you got to remember, D20 Merc haven't yet had the bye. And that's going to be huge.
Very true. I mean, they've got the bye this week, so it could be...
So yeah, I mean, apart from that, it's the top 3 here are going to be the top 3. I think at the end, I don't see that changing. It's not impossible, but HKB is impressive.
It's not impossible. That's all we've got here. HKP have got essentially the second bye, so they're going to go to 4-12, which means if Primus beats Dua 3-0. Or if Dua beats Primus 3-0, then HKB can overtake them.
So let's go in case to see what comes. So this week's game, what are you going to call it?
But yeah, for me it would have to be it comes off the Dua versus D20 Primus.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. Right, let's move on.
Definitely a very interesting one there.
To Logos. So, Sloppy Lab Work. Well, we got JT Russell in the chat. They're doing terrible, aren't they? I mean, they're only on 5 matches. They've only lost 2 games. I mean, out of a total of, 45 keys, they've lost a total of 3 keys over 2 games.
Looking at the game wins here, it'd be very hard for Sloppy Lab Work not to make at least the qualifier if they don't come top of their group. There's 5 keys and 3 game wins ahead.
They've already had the bye. Just was checking that one out, but yeah. I mean, the ABR's another team. I could quite happily see them coming up, and then Team Saz is here as well. They're not having a great event, but yeah, this will be interesting the next couple of weeks. So for week 6, which match is it for you?
For me, it's probably going to be Midwest Martians taking on the Brothers in Battle.
Whereas I would say Sloppy Web at Team Saz. Now, just because Team Saz are having a bad event, I still think that'd be a really good game.
Yeah, it will still be a really good game, but I feel that the Midwest Martians and the Brewing Battle will feel the pressure more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Sloppy Lubbock, well, we've seen their facilities, we've seen how they do their testing. They're very chilled out when they go through here, and I could probably same applies to Team SAS. It'll be a lot of fun. But for me, I think the pressure will be on for the Midwest Martians and Brothers in Battle because they've got one slip up here could cost them their qualifier place.
Yeah. So moving on to Mars here. Here we see Hamburger Lanterns top of the table by a single key.
Yes.
No, California and Austria are just a single key behind. And then we have 3 people on 3 matches with 9 wins and 7. So you could argue that any of the top 5 here could still make the qualify point.
Oh, definitely. It could definitely go either way. And looking at the pairing up for this week, it still could. The biggest thing is no Kanga France and Austria get the bye this week.
Yeah, so that puts them ahead, and the Hamburg and Lanterns have to take Imperium. But can't touch this. Are there versus the Key Frogs? I mean, can't touch this with the Key Frogs would be the game for me to watch.
Yes, can't touch this versus the Key Frogs.
They are equal third.
Equal third with great potential to
Both sides.
Rocket up. Hamburg Lanterns versus a Amber Minimum would be another one for me. The main reason it isn't is because I've already checked the matchups and we don't have Lorenzo taking on Felipe.
Oh.
Yes, if we had Lorenzo taking on Felipe, I'd have gone out my way to check that or stream that game live because a KFPL rematch would be amazing. But unfortunately, they're not taking each other on. I was very disappointed to see that.
So just be clear for those who aren't know what we're talking about, Lorenzo and K. Felipe were the 2 finalists in KPL Season 2. And their teams are playing against each other, but unfortunately they aren't paired up.
Mars is probably one of the strongest groups. I feel the SCS Steelers have had a bit of bad luck here.
Yeah.
They started out very strong, but unfortunately,
had issues.
They've kind of had a lame duck second half.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But so
that is a pun for those in the know.
It's a terrible one, but yeah. So moving on to Santon here. Now this group is easy. This group is now complete.
No, it's not.
Is it not? There's one game outstanding. Oh.
And this is what I was talking.
Yeah.
No, is the game done? No,
it's not.
Game's done.
No, it's not the bottom one. ABI English Bear versus Bang Out Switch.
I'm looking. It defaults to round 3 for me.
Yeah, I never got around to fixing that problem.
Yeah, so I put this in the admin group. This is their last round, and this will determine who gets first. I feel bad for So Salty because it kind of went there, but I also want to let this finish in a game. They've got like 2 weeks off minimum. I kind of want to let AB Amber get and Switch finish this game off with on in the Crucible. I don't want to just go, oh, you've missed your time limit, the games are over.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting to see how it goes. And so which shows there's only one game here for us to debate, so that's the game we're going to watch. So moving on to Saurians. So, Fellowship of the Archons, newcomers, Nords, well done guys. You've lost 2 games total, you've lost 4 keys total. If you don't go through now, I'll be shocked. I mean, Bootcamp X could theoretically knock you out, but that would be...
How many Atlanteans could take
Yeah, they could knock them down, but they're definitely going to the playoffs, is my point.
I mean, it's very...
Oh, sorry, so let's rephrase that. They're definitely going to the playoffs no matter what, because I can't see Keyforce Granada coming up.
Well, no. Bootcamp X and Keyforge Granada are very unlikely to be able to get to above Fellowship of the Archon because Fellowship of the Archon have the bye this week.
Oh yeah, that's
so
not gonna...
It's at 6, 16, 50.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're going to go through definitely to the top half of the playoff, probably straight through, depending how Hamburg Lanterns do.
The only way that they don't go through as top of the group is if in round 7 they lose all their games without forging a single key.
I haven't seen it yet, but it could happen one day.
Oh, Ultimo saying as the captain of So Salty, he'd much rather have the last game played out as well.
That's good. I thought he wasn't going to say that. So who would you have your game for this week? I mean, I don't know. I mean, Hamburg Lanterns 2, Bootcamp X.
See, I'd go... You're looking... Hamburg Lanterns 2 group back... I'm looking at round 6.
Yeah, so...
Lanterns 2 Manchester Mavericks.
No, yeah. Sorry, my point was Hamburg Lanterns 2 versus Manchester Mavericks or Bootcamp X versus Keyforge Granada.
I see. We go back to the argument we had in the other group. Hamburg Lanterns 2 versus Manchester Mavericks is going to be a hell of a game. Although the Manchester Mavericks not as high up in the table as teams like what Team Sass were, very good players, very strong players. very competitive players. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a great test of skill for Hamburg Lanciers too. But Boot Camp X are so close to getting into this qualifier, and Keyforge Granada are so close to denying them that qualifier. That will be the game where the stakes are the highest and the players are playing at their hungriest.
But I'd say Manchester Mavericks is only one game behind Granada, so if Manchester Mavericks win against Hamburg Lanciers 2 and they win the last round, that puts them 4-13. So
for me is the 7 keys they're behind, because not to say evil, not to take away from evil teams. I can't imagine Hamburg Lanciers and Manchester Mavericks being a 3-0.
Let's go wait and see. We'll have to see what comes out next week. Shadows. The bastard of a group, as we like to phrase it.
This group has been the bane of pretty much everyone in it, because this week there's only one active. There's one active game.
Yeah.
And next week there's only one active game. Which is so dumb.
Yeah, it's shit. But it is what it is. So you have.
But yeah, there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
So this week's game to watch is Keyforge Fridays versus Rocky Boots, because it's the literal only game that's still going.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to sort out the drops here, but yeah, I need to sort out the drops on this page, but yeah, you're right.
Rocky Boots and Kip are very close in the score. Same with Keyforge Friday. So Keyforge Friday versus Rocky Boots here. They're not going to overtake Kip because Kip have technically got the bye, but this will set up the next week's round very clearly, because whatever Keyforge Fridays get here, they've got the drop game next week, and then it's Kit versus Rocket Boots next week, which could be a huge decider. And this is the matchup that Rocket Boots have been wanting. If depending on how my recovery is going, I want to record these 3 games.
Well, let's see what we've got. So moving to Unfathomable, Reap Out. Top of the pile here, again, only having lost 3 keys total over 2 games. New York City could knock them down. Welsh and Felch
They've already had the bye now. Repat have already had the bye.
Who had the bye next week? It ain't Groke. So, but I think all those top teams have had the bye. Sorry. No, New York. Oh yeah, New York City the first week. So,
is there a second drop in this group?
There's only 1 drop so far.
So why in round 6 does it say that Baywitch and Fatherly Owen have the drop?
Fatherly Owen is the team that dropped.
Oh, okay.
So Baywitch should be playing Fatherly Owen.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Repat versus New York City is definitely my one to watch here. Seems the other ones will pretty much get by with. There's only 2 active games.
Yep, that's what happens when we have a team drop, unfortunately.
It's a real shame. I mean, we've had our highest number of drops in the round robin from any event, but especially just in that one group.
Yeah, it's
really weird.
What did that group do? And then moving to the final group, we have Untamed. So we have 2 teams who are 2 keys apart at the top: Brain Games LV and Hamburger Lanciers 3.
Yeah.
Hamburger Lanciers. Brain Games LV. Great to see them back on form that we saw them last year. KOTE, Better Call KOTE is 1 match behind and 4 keys. I mean, this group is amazingly close. Clutch Key. Any of the top 5, I reckon, could qualify.
Yeah. The top 5 could be absolutely huge. Clutch Key have got the bye this round. Starship Blues have got the drop, so they're both going to go flying up. Grizzle Hearts Chosen have got a huge uphill fight against Better Call KOTE. But for me, it's got to be Brain Games LV versus Hamburger Lanciers 3.
Yeah, the side of the top.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be for me, because I kind of want to make it the featured game. We've done the other 2 Hamburger Lanciers. I kind of want to round it up.
I don't really want to. I disagree.
But they might want to deny us because the other 2 Hamburger Lanciers lost on the stream.
Yeah, I think we should do Rocket Boots Kip. I think that'd be a much better game if we can fit it in your schedule.
No, Rocket Boots Kip is next week.
That's next week? I thought it was this week from what you were saying.
No, Rocket Boots Kip is next week. That's my issue.
So yeah.
And because I'm going to be on Thursday, basically Friday, Saturday, I'm on bed rest. I want European or AP games to watch, preferably European, because I don't want to be having to mess about late at night or really early in the morning.
No, completely. So let's put it through. We've got Julian from.
But Julian is always shut down, not on stream.
Ah, that's a shame. But we'll get the right one. No, that should be it. We could do the buy. Could we record the buy?
I mean, we could record about it.
I mean the buy's never had any love, and they've been there since the start. So.
If you even got deck, well, I wonder what the decks the buyer bringing. What did you assign to them?
I didn't. But they have a round 2 format. I don't know who submitted that. Someone submitted the round 2 format for them though.
Which group is it?
I don't know. I can't tell.
Oh, because it goes into the last one, doesn't it?
I do like the fact that bio is this team does not exist. So yeah. So that I mean, let's just quick look at
how many EU groups do we have?
3, I think. So just John, while you check that out, this is the top list from the first event teams. I mean, we're seeing the Fellowship of the Archons and D20 Merc up there at the top. Commerce Duo at the top. Pampa Bantia had a good run, but I think they've been taking a knock back. I mean, let's see. They were going 1-2-3-0-0-3. They beat Kip as well. They'll beat the bye, and then why did they not get the points for the drop? Did they drop or? Why do they not have the points here for the drop? Let me just check that I rendered that correctly. So everything we could have said could be utter bollocks, because we may have got a mistake. So let's just check on this. So we have Kappa 5, Kappa Pang 1, 3 now. So let's beat 1, 2, lost that one, 3, and yeah, they lost the first one. So the score is correct. They lost the first one, but got the... Just checking. Yeah, they lost 1, lost 1, 1, 1. Lost 1, lost 1, 1, 1. So they should be on 4 wins. Why are they only on 3 wins? So there could be a case there is actually a bug in this that I need to fix.
Which one's that?
So Panpakabicha should be on 4 wins. They won 2, 3, 4, and 5, if I remember correctly. 2, they beat Rocket Boots. 3, they beat... Oh no, they lost to Keyforce Brothers. So they won 2, 4, and 5. Which makes sense, they're on 3, yeah. And then this week they have the drop, so they'll get 4 on this point. So yes, that's right. So in precisely 22 minutes they will be on another match win. Give or take a few seconds. So that's fine.
Awesome, so that's all fixed.
Yeah, it's not broken. It's just I forgot they haven't played week 6 yet. But that pretty much takes us to what our show for today. I'm gonna crash out now. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. The breakdown and everything as ever. We do like doing the show. We are looking for people to support us and joining the admin and moderation team going forward. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Anything to close out with, Brett?
If you are interested in becoming a mod, please do let us know. This is the last week for the KOTE 10 format discussions. We are still talking about it in the Patreon channel, so this is your last chance to be involved in the KOTE 10 discussion. Just jump on the Patreon. Doesn't matter what tier you are. Everyone has an equal voice.
If you paid.
And if you paid, and then let us know what you want it to be. I'm gonna try and be here next week, but
we'll see.
Chris will basically keep checking on me and hope. But I don't like missing streams, especially since I'm gonna be missing one in a couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on you, man. Don't worry.
Give you a chance to practice and get ready for the Top Cut Ultimo.
Yep, definitely.
It might be a little bit longer, but we're currently discussing that. We'll hopefully have a decision on how we're going to handle the qualifier, like format selections next week.
Yeah. So with that, guys, let's end it here. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next week.
Right, we're out. Right.